Hey everybody, welcome to AJS News. This is video 2 of 2 for today.
Very excited. We've got a new video from our sponsors. I hope you guys enjoy.
Billy's been very nice. Susie's been very nice. Johnny's been very naughty. Terrible, terrible. Come in.
Santa,
Yes, Dobby.
Mrs. Claus said to give this to you.
Let's see. Dear Santa, I know we don't normally exchange gifts, but as I consider this a gift for the both of us, I thought it was all right. To put it delicately, you've been so concerned with Christmas prep that you're letting other things fall into disrepair. Your North Pole is so snowed over that I'd need a hell of a lot more than a red-nosed reindeer to find my way. P.S. Using this isn't a request. You will be trimming some of the jingle off your bells, or next year Christmas won't be the only thing that comes once a year. Love, Mrs. Claus.
Guys, don't let unwanted body hair get in the way of your good stuff. Go to manscaped.com/Angry Joe Show for 20% off and free shipping. It's time for a new look. Get Manscaped today. Yeah, I didn't know these things happen in that household holiday cheer, but
They're a married couple. It's okay.
It's cuddle weather. It's cold outside, all right?
if you want to have a cheery and joyful holiday, why don't you consider going to Manscaped's website? They got a lot of badass products, guys. Click the link down below and grab yourself something. And Alex, let us know part D of what the hell's been happening in gaming.
Well, Diablo 4 is a game that we know is coming out in June.
Oh, yes.
June's going to be crazy.
It's going to be very busy. And according to devs and people who were formerly working for Blizzard and people working there right now, they all were speaking with the Washington Post and talking about massive crunch, mismanagement, all sorts of issues. And it's going to be bad probably for the next 6 months.
What?
And so...
Oh, I didn't hear that.
Yeah, and so we've got... they've got a bunch of interviews with people.
I was worried about it, and mainly worried about the microtransaction side of it. I thought that Blizzard couldn't possibly be stupid enough to release a broken game or something that needs to be fixed over a year, like every other fucking game that we talk about on the Angry Joe Show.
Yeah.
So
right now there's no mandatory crunch, but they're heavily. I mean, the situation is
Volunteer crunch.
Yeah, you don't have to come in and work 12 hours today, but it would be really bad for you if you didn't. It would be really bad for your family if you didn't. It's not that bad. And then they're trying to incentivize people for staying more than 10 hours, offering people like DoorDash credits and things like tiny amount of things to work 7 days a week, 10-hour plus days for the next 6 months to make sure this game comes out. And there's like small bonuses and some other things. And most of the people working there saying totally not worth it. Like this is something that we were totally should have been working on all this stuff months ago, but because they feel that everything was mismanaged, now a year's worth of work has to be finished in the next 6 months. So, I mean, there's some shakeup over at Blizzard in the last couple of years. We know that some lead designers who were fired last August, there was, the whole Cosby Suite thing, like some of that stuff happened. And so there's been some movement around over there. But it's going to be a real rough time to be a developer at Blizzard if you're working on Diablo. Not everyone said it's truly awful, but I imagine this is one of those things that's going to get worse in 3 months. 3 months before the game comes out, and then it'll go from it's not mandatory to it's mandatory and you need to be here. So.
All hands on deck.
yeah, I think Skill Up, if you are interested, audience, Skill Up just released a video. I played Diablo 4, so that'll probably give you a good idea of what's good. Skill Up's usually on point. He says it's good, but there's no way I'm getting too pumped or excited for this one after Diablo Immortal, because we got to see, about these microtransactions. And with how egregious Diablo Immortal is, I'm hoping that they got out all of their sick and greedy and fucked up tendencies, and they're keeping it to that game, and they make this game clean and pure so that, it can actually succeed amongst AAA gaming and gamers and give this fake feeling of, oh, they understand again, they get it. And then they're just doing that in order to keep the franchise going, keep the franchise hot. Then here comes Diablo Immortal 2, and all that other shit so that they could do more of that. And that's how I think it's going to go. I think that it's probably, going to be good and going to, because it's like Blizzard has been fucking up. And if they do yet another fuck up on their biggest franchise, that could spell the end. It could really fuck up their whole company. So I think that they know that they have to get this one right.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to be surprised I won't be surprised if they fucked it up.
It's also really hard to put out, even if it is a quality game that people, anything that they put out right now, people are going to look really, really, really closely at. And if you're looking for faults, you're going to find faults. And so that's something that's going to be hard for them. So
yeah,
I hope it's good. I've got access to the beta. I played too much Diablo, all of them.
Yeah, you got access because you play that
so
shit.
much.
Me and Joe were like, no, get the fuck out of here, you peon. So you tell us.
Yeah.
Tell us.
I mean, everything I've seen so far is good and it's solid. I mean, it's nothing like you need. So much of the game, the feeling of the game is from like playing it from beginning to end, but like getting different pieces, like it feels good.
Okay.
I didn't play Diablo Immortal
I
though.
thought-
I refused under any
Yeah, no, I
circumstance.
mean
so,
Diablo
You don't need
Immortal
to.
fucking completely destroyed my hype for Diablo 4. Like I don't really care about Diablo 4 now or the Diablo franchise. So if it's good, I'm gonna play it. But I'm not as excited after what Blizzard has been doing. So we'll see.
Okay.
Maybe the game can make us excited again. But if at the end Lilith is like, aha! You have not defeated me. I will return with microtransactions.
No.
Go, my minions. Bust packs for your loot now. Go. New auction store. Go.
Yeah. Pay. There's like,
They're gonna
oh,
be
you want to
there.
redo
They're
your
gonna be
skills? Pay me. You can quest for 9 hours to reset your skills, or you give me
Lilith has
$5.
cast a spell. You must dispel the spell with Scion Energy. Only $4.99 for enough Scion Energy to
You're gonna have all
roll on
those
a
different
chart.
currencies.
I
They're
know.
not loot
I know
boxes, they're
Blizzard
Roger
is doing
cubes.
their best to be like, nah, there's none of this. Stop saying that. Hey, man, you did it to yourself.
Yeah.
This is the reputation you have now.
Well, Days Gone developer is now distancing themselves from their former director. This is a guy that's been on Twitter a bunch of times talking about, if you didn't pay full price my game, then fuck
that guy.
you.
Yes.
And because Days Gone came out to some mixed reviews. I think it's a good game.
Yeah.
This
It had some.
motherfucker is still. I think it's a boring game.
Yeah, there's some sections of the game that are just there's no direction, but people were asking him why he thought that the game, like they're just like fishing, right? They're like, hey, why do you think your game didn't do well, bro? And he said it was 3 reasons: tech issues, reviewers who couldn't be bothered to actually play the game, and woke reviewers who couldn't handle a gruff white biker looking at his date's ass. That's why the game failed. It's what?
Wokeness is why the game failed. I thought it.
Well, good thing they're gonna
I thought if you
distance
go
themselves.
woke, you go broke. But in this instance, you don't go woke, you go broke, and you bitch and cry and complain for years and
Yeah.
years afterwards.
Well,
and
I'm
you blame
lucky
the
I got
wrong
it at a
people.
sale.
Yeah.
Nah,
Take
bruh.
that, man.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Your game just wasn't that exciting. It came at a time where I don't want to play another fucking zombie game. Maybe I'm to blame, right? Because that's when we were at the height of I don't want to play another zombie game.
Oh yeah.
And it came out then, and I was like, I don't want to play another zombie game. Sorry.
Watching OJ try to fight a bear with gasoline, and it was real interesting. There's some real fun you can have in the game, especially when
is.
OJ is shooting gas cans he's currently standing on to kill the bear. And I don't know if to spoiler.
Well, that's
but
just Joe.
He died too.
Anything that Joe
Yeah.
plays would be fun. Joe
Yeah.
could play River City Girls 7, and it would be fun.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah. All right. GameStop also has put out their financials for quarter 3, and it's still not going great.
Who?
GameStop. Remember that?
GameStop.
That company. We used to go there all the time.
Ne-
December buy
never
games
heard of it.
for. I mean, there's some diamond-handed people out there holding strong and making sure that they're holding on to try to screw over groups
Did you
like Citadel.
pre-order it? Did you pre-order it? Do you want a magazine? Do you want to re-up your magazine? Do you want some hand sanitizer? Do you want some candy?
Yeah.
Do you want to buy my car? It's in the back. I got a car.
You can trade in anything you want at GameStop, but they'll give you 7 cents. But yeah, their losses are pretty bad. And so this last quarter, they lost $94.7 million. And you know, they're not losing as much as they used to lose, which is a really good thing. But they're still just hemorrhaging money.
Didn't Reggie join? And then Reggie was like, "Okay, I gotta go."
Yeah, he was part of their board for a period of time. And so people are out there and they're conflicted. You look at some of the subreddits, they're like, "Wow, this company is literally on fire."
Yeah.
But the stock what I invested, I don't care about the actual money value. I care about fucking over those assholes over at Citadel who are trying to like fuck up these companies and doing potentially illegal things.
Yeah.
And so, but they're like, but you know, you watch the value of it and you're like, holy shit, this company is actually on fire. This is bad. So they're also doing mass layoffs. Reports suggest that the company's crypto operations were hit pretty hard, but the scale as far as the layoffs are currently unknown. So GameStop's trying a bunch of things right now. The issue is people are not going in store. They're not selling them games for a brand new $70 game for 17 cents and some Skittles. And so
This motherfucker Reggie went over there and he served barely a year and he was like, "Peace out. This is not acceptable," and he left. So not even Reggie could save this company. He explained that why he left. People asked him why he left, and he's like, Reggie believed the company needed to articulate its strategy for the future in order to better satisfy its constituents. He had so many quote unquote bruising fights with shareholders who are like stubborn as fuck. And he's like, Reggie's like, there's not been an articulated strategy. Leadership says we don't want to articulate our strategy because we don't want anyone else to steal our strategy.
Lose as much money as we can. That's
That's your current strategy. And
the
Reggie's
leadership
like,
is the one
guys,
shorting their stock.
guys, we need to pivot. We need to find something that we can do next to save the company. What do you want to do next? I don't know.
No, they do know. I have a brilliant plan. What is
I'm
it?
not going to
I'm not going to tell you.
And we're not going to tell any of our stores, and we're not going to tell anybody, and we're not going to communicate it to consumers or shareholders
Losing
because
millions.
they'll steal the idea. I think it was NFT, and then they were like, "What was the secret?" It was NFTs. Reggie's like, "I'm out."
Yeah.
NFTs.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, they lost a shit ton with that.
They're losing like $400 million a year.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. And so
They need to downsize some stores. They got stores everywhere.
I know. I just drove by that one to, after picking up some costumes, and it's like, oh, there's no one there. All right, let's talk about companies that are doing really well. PUBG Mobile and Genshin Impact. What do you
course.
lifetime revenue, OJ? How much money do you think PUBG Mobile has made in its lifetime?
It's been out for a while now. Let's say in a billion.
4 years. 4 years.
$3 billion.
It's close. It's $9 billion.
$9
Three
billion. Oh, shit.
times as
I
much.
thought you were trying to fuck it up and just go way higher. So
No,
that
it's
he
been out
would
for a while. I
never
would say the
Yeah.
mobile game in the billions.
$9 billion. Nine.
Jesus.
Which is insane
Why
to
do
me.
people do that on the phone?
Genshin Impact has now crossed $4 billion. And so, again,
I would have thought Genshin made more, but to be fair, I think Genshin is newer.
Yeah.
It hasn't had enough time to surpass, but it likely
it
will.
will.
Yeah.
It will.
Yeah.
and so, I mean, again, when we're old and we're like, how did the video game industry go wrong? Why don't they make AAA games anymore? AAA single player games anymore? RPGs are dead. All these other things. Well, everything's just fucking on your phone, and it's a screen this big, and it's time gated, and you got loot boxes, and you're trying to get the newest
9
big boobied
billion.
anime girl.
9 billion
and
reasons
it's because 9 billion reasons in 4 years is exactly why the video game industry is going to go the way it's going. So I no longer feel like an absolutely like unwashed crazy person with a sign on the street that says the end
The
is
end
the
is
end
near.
is nigh. Yeah, but it's like
We've been doing good
Yeah,
in
it's-
order to do that, but it still hasn't really changed the company's
Yeah.
minds.
yeah, it's
As long as there's people gonna buy it, they're gonna offer it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's like, am I out of touch, or are these kids wrong? It's
The kids.
it's, I guess,
it's the
yeah,
kids.
it's the kids. It's like, well, I guess we're just thoroughly out of touch because
Shit, if I ever have a son or daughter and be like, absolutely not. You know, they're not gonna be on restriction for, you know, and not washing the dishes or cleaning their room. They're gonna be on restriction if I catch them motherfucking buying microtransactions.
you're gonna be that Blizzard commercial. Back in my day, we didn't pay to win our video games, and then
Yeah.
look at Blizzard now.
Yep.
This week, the biggest thing that happened this week was, of course, the Game Awards. God of War did very well. Elden Ring did very well. But there was also a lot of new announcements that a lot of people didn't see coming. Top of the list, Hades 2. One of the best indie games to come out in the last couple of years, and some people's game of the year got announced. Death Stranding 2, which you saw
I'm
that?
interested about that one, but I'm not hyped.
Yeah.
No,
I'm just more curious. It's like, what's gonna happen on this one?
yeah.
Deliver more packages.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make a new harness,
babies.
to carry you around.
Big baby.
Armored Core 6, of course, was revealed at the Game Awards. Some people were saying that we were gonna get a Sekiro 2, but Armored Core 6 is, anytime we got big robots fighting big robots, I think I can have a good time with that. So hoping that one is good. We got first look at Star Wars Jedi Survivor. Ken Levine's new game Judas was
Yeah,
was
that
shown
one's gonna
off.
be pretty cool.
If
Hopefully.
you like Bioshock, I
Yep.
mean, some of the Bioshocks I like, some of them I thought they were boring. We're gonna see where this one lands. Is it interesting? Yeah.
We got Atomic Heart. So the first half of 2023, we got some releases coming up. Atomic Heart will be February 21st. Scars Above, the sci-fi shooter from Madhead Games, is February 27th. It's just going to be a slammed year, it seems like. There's a ton of stuff.
Yeah, in particular, June is insane. That's my birth month, and so I'm gonna find time for myself. There's some of my favorite games are coming out. If June is Street Fighter 6, Diablo 4.
I'm going to need a weekend off because
yeah.
I'm going to have a LAN party. I've had a LAN party
You
for
can.
Diablo releases ever since forever.
Yeah.
So, and it's going to be broken.
Well,
People are going to fly out here,
we're
and
gonna
it's not
join-
going to work, and I'm going to bitch that following Monday. So
How many people can join? Because you have to have room for me and Joe. Or is it your other friends?
I mean, do you want to play?
How many people can play? I don't
Probably
remember.
like
Four?
4 or 5 people. I mean, I don't
So then we just have one person fly in because we don't have any friends.
we don't have friends.
Yeah.
Well, what are you gonna do?
I mean, there are 2 LAN parties. Well, 2 LAN parties.
Final Fantasy 16 also is in June. I just recalled. So, yeah,
That's gonna
June's a
be-
big
yeah.
month for bigger releases. What else?
Baldur's Gate 3, we finally get a
August.
launch date after it's going to be in early access for almost 3 years.
This is why I hate early access. Like, my hype has been completely sapped and destroyed. It's as if the game doesn't exist to me anymore.
Oh,
I don't care about it.
completely unrelated stuff.
When
What
it
about,
comes out.
What about Avatar this next week? Is your hype from the first Avatar movie gone after? I don't know. I know we're seeing it.
Avatar. Yeah, we're seeing it on Thursday at
Yeah.
3 something. So, no, it's gone.
I have no
but
hype for that movie
I know,
whatsoever.
but I was watching an internet video where like there's early reviews have come in and they're just praising the visuals again, just like they did the original. They say it's like double what the original was. So it was starting to get me a little bit peaked.
But what
I'm
about
like,
the
what?
story? They're like, well, it looks good.
Let me see.
What was the story for Gully 2?
Shit, I don't
Yes.
fucking know.
Yeah, it's that. You also have actually Suicide Squad Killed the Justice League is in May 26th, so that'll also be it's a June adjacent.
Well,
so.
May is a big one as well because you got the Suicide Squad, but probably you're more excited about Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom.
Absolutely. Yeah.
May 12th. So two big ones in May right there. Yeah, I know. Fucking let's see, March is gonna be packed. You got the last. Here's the ones from March: The Last of Us.
Skip that one.
Wolong Fallen Dynasty. That's not the Chinese one, is it? No, that's
Black Myth Wukong.
Black Myth
is
is
the
the
one
one
I'm
I'm
thinking
thinking about. Skull and Bones. We gotta have a whole week. Of Skull
Oh
and
God.
Bones. Skull and Bones March 9th. Jedi Survivor March 17th, coming a lot sooner than we thought. and then Resident Evil 4 Remake, March 24th, and then that new Crime Boss game that looked pretty
That has
cool.
everyone.
Everyone, yeah.
Everyone is in
actor.
this
It's like, are you
game.
Olden in Hollywood? You're in the movie.
March 28th. So March is fucking huge. Yep. I mean, and then there's some good stuff in February if you want to know. Hogwarts Legacy, Wanted Dead. I think I've seen very minimal stuff on that. Atomic
what that
Heart,
Mm-hmm.
Blood Bowl 3, it's big for me. Company of Heroes 3, big for me. Should be big for you. So not quite as big of a month there, but definitely some games that'll take some time. I think the only place that we really have somewhat of a breather is January. January really only has Foreskin. Oh, and Dead Space.
Oh, okay.
So that's Foreskin and Dead Space. And
At least I'm excited for one of them.
Yes.
Are you?
Foreskin.
Warlander.
I'll never tell you which.
Dead Space.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'm excited for next, but that's really the only big ones that have been kind of released based on the Game Awards there.
Yeah. Were you surprised that we didn't get any Starfield stuff?
Yeah, very surprised. No Bethesda stuff. I guess I shouldn't be because doesn't Bethesda run their own fucking shows? So they're like, nah, fuck you. We're going to do our own thing. We're going to have Todd Howard come out and say 16 times
Over 1,000
stars
worlds. Yeah.
detail.
And then someone's going to count and go, actually, 700.
700 different endings to
Yeah.
Fallout 3, if
Yeah.
you remember.
Known liar, Todd
I
Howard.
still remember that.
Yeah. So.
Which one did you get?
The one of 13 endings. Not sure where the other 600 something went.
Yeah. All right. Well, the only thing I want to add on is I'm glad Elden Ring won. So go ahead and be mad at me in the comments
Yeah.
because
And
super
also,
glad.
we also got a Bill Clinton in there now.
Oh,
Are
yes.
you gonna play it?
oh yeah, Bill Clinton is modded into Elden Ring already.
Fucking
So
bullshit. Who gives a shit what some random fucking troll says? I'm tired
Well,
of giving that
apparently-
kid attention. I know the
Well, it's
fucking
in the game
journalists
now.
went crazy.
It's in the game now, so
Yeah.
you can fight or play it.
you play
No,
as
that's
yeah.
the community going and doing their thing.
Yeah.
And it's a travesty that fucking
Mario
Rabbids 2
Best
wins
strategy game.
over motherfucking Total War 3, which is the culmination of decades of a decade of pure strategy goodness and patches and evolving, and then a masterful Immortal Empires that brings it all together. I'll never let that go. That is a fucking huge
That would have flipped
travesty.
tables if I was one of the devs. Like, what? Mario?
Fuck this. I'm
Mario
leaving my
Rabbids.
job at Creative Assembly and going straight to the Mario Rabbids team. They got it going on.
Do you think people just didn't play it? Like, they think it's
No.
the market is just so much smaller that
Yeah, I think the market is so small that journalists are like, I don't fucking know. They
Mario,
grab
give it a fucking Mario.
Give it a fucking Nintendo, or they'll fuck us over. Them Nintendo weirdos are so fucking aggressive.
Yeah,
We got to give them something because they're not nominated for anything. In
kidnap
gaming.
my kids.
Yeah, so fuck that.
I have to vote for
Fuck
Splatoon and
bullshit.
everything else. Yeah,
Yeah, there was, what was it? Our record. It was like
it was pretty. You was
we,
pretty
we
good.
got like 9 right, but we got 8 wrong, something like that. And so I was surprised that a lot.
I was so happy to be wrong because I thought for since April of this year I said Elden Ring as of right now is my game of the year, but I was convinced that journalists were going to vote for,
That's
for
what I
God of
thought,
War
too.
because it's
Matter what.
pretty much no matter what because it's like it's a more cultivated linear experience and typically journalists have voted for it. But I was thrilled to be wrong. So
Yeah.
awesome, Elden Ring game
For
of
the
the year.
win.
But there still will be a God of War Game of the Year edition because that shit don't matter anymore.
Yes.
No.
Oh, if there's a Cyberpunk 2077 game,
Yeah.
Far
Game
Cry.
of-
There's a Far Cry 5 Game of the Year.
there's gonna be
Yeah.
that edition. So very interesting. Was a crazy show. So we'll see what next year holds in store and what we think would be Game of the Year next year, based upon the releases that we know about currently. The Game of the Year potentials next year, if you're interested, in my opinion, would be potentially Final Fantasy 16. I don't know about Diablo 4.
No.
I don't think so.
Breath of the Wild 2,
Breath of the Wild 2. These
Final
are
Fantasy.
those two.
Starfield probably gets nominated.
Yeah. So you're looking at potentially 3 right there. Maybe a dark horse from Crime Boss if it's really amazing, because that was like the Grand Theft Auto first person perspective. We'll see.
Hades 2, do we know when that's coming out?
Oh yeah, Hades 2 probably is next year, I think. I'm not sure.
So, yeah.
I hear that one's real popular amongst.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. Well, that one's not 100%. That's just TBD so far.
And Death Stranding 2's got to be nominated because
Yeah. All right. Well, I'll start to put together my top 10 list of the
anticipated.
year, but don't expect it until the early January, because I like to give enough time for the rest of the games to release, and then also spend time with family over the holidays. And then because people, where's your list? Where's your list? It's like I usually put my list out in January, just to let you know, because a lot of people put it out, in November, and they miss some games and shit. But I'm already compiling the list. Look at here, Joe. What do you think? Don't say nothing, but.
Not too bad.
Not too bad. I got 11 on best games. I got a decision to make. Got 10 on disappointed, and I got 12 on worst games. I'm gonna have to sort through some of those. All right. Anyways, but yeah. So that's what I got. Anything else?
no, that's it.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Well, tell us what you're most excited for, and who you thought should have won at the Game Awards, and we'll see you guys. Oh, thank you to our sponsors. Click those links down below. Manscaped got some great stuff, and we will see you on the next Angry Joe Show. Bye, guys.
Yes.